Hi everyone. After checking with some of you, it seems like a lot of you are still not very sure of how Trigo solving is done. I'll be using one of the example in your homework to showcase to you all the actual procedure in solving Trigo equation. For example, this. Find all the angles between 0 and 2 pi which satisfy tangent 2x minus pi over 6 equals to half, and we are asked to correct the answer to 3SF. So since over here we are given the range of 0 and 2 pi, which means that the range of x is between 0, the range of x is between 0 and 2 pi. And for our case, our question, the angle that hypo has rotated is 2x minus pi over 6. So because of this, our range have to change, or the range that the answer that the hypo has rotated has to change. So let's change the range first. So I have 2x. Here my right side I have 4 pi. And to minus pi over 6. My left side will be negative pi over 6. My right side will be 4 pi minus pi over 6. And this part will be, if I take out the pi, it will be equivalent to 4 minus 1 over 6, which is equals to 5 over 6 pi. And if you use calculator, multiplying the pi in, which is 3 whole 5 over 6 times the pi, we'll get a decimal value of 12.04277. You may be wondering why, how come we are changing this to decimal, because later on we'll be using this range to determine the number of solution we are supposed to give to the marker. So now with all this setting up correctly, we can proceed on to solve the question. So for example, this is the question: tangent 2x minus pi over 6 equals to half. From our knowledge of ASTC, tangent positive half will be in first and third quadrant. So first and third quadrant, because of this, we want tangent to be positive. With that, we proceed on to find the basic angle. Do take note that this basic angle that we are finding is basic angle of 2x minus pi over 6. So this is basic angle of 2x minus pi over 6. So basic angle will be equals to tangent inverse half. A reminder to everyone, when we are finding basic angle, the fraction that we are using over here is always positive, irregardless of what the question have given us. So with that, tangent inverse half will get equals to 0.4636476 radian. Okay, with this, we are ready to proceed on to provide the angle in radian for the first and the third quadrant. So now let's proceed. So we have 2x, this is the angle that hypo has rotated, 2x minus pi equals to first quadrant. So first quadrant is alpha. Then third quadrant, so this is first quadrant, so here is alpha. Then after that we have third quadrant, which is pi plus alpha. So third quadrant, so here will be pi, so this angle will be pi plus alpha. And because pi plus alpha, you use a calculator. Is equals to 3.6052. This value is still less than the range of 12.04277. So this shows that we have to provide more answers, which means that now our first round of rotation of the hypo, we have answers in first and the third quadrant. So if you want to produce more, the hypo will have to carry on or continues to rotate to the second round. So second round still rotate and stop at the first quadrant. So what happens from 0, here is 0, we rotate one round, after that we stop at second round first quadrant. So comparing this and this, the difference is one round, and one round is 360 degree, and 360 degrees 2 pi. So our second round first quadrant will be alpha plus 2 pi. That's for second round first quadrant. And for second round third quadrant, it will be here. So start from 0, we rotate anti-clockwise. First round, second round, third quadrant, and same thing, this pi plus alpha compare with this second round, third quadrant, because it's one more round, so the difference is 2 pi. So we'll have pi plus alpha plus 2 pi. And if you check this value, if we key in calculator, is 3 pi plus the alpha which we are getting 9.88. This is 9.888. This value is still lesser than the range of 12.04277. So which means that we need to continue. But if we continue, we'll be in the third round first quadrant. So let's check if it's in third round first quadrant. So I'll have alpha plus 2 pi, which is second round, plus another 2 pi for the third round. So which means that for this, it will be still first quadrant. So I have first round. Okay, first round done. So I mean third round. So first round, after that this is second round first quadrant, which we already have alpha plus 2 pi. Then from here go one more round, end of second round, go to third round. So that's why third round I have pi plus alpha plus another alpha. So you check for this, you have 4 pi plus alpha, so I have 4 times alpha plus 0.4636,476. This value we'll get is 13.03, so this one is 13.03, which means that this can't be one of the answer because of the range. So therefore, for this question, governing by the range we have three answers, which is alpha, pi plus alpha, alpha plus 2 pi, pi plus alpha plus 2 pi. So these are four answers. But this question wants us to solve for x. But all these values that we have, all this angle in radian, they are all the angle for how much hyperbola is rotated, which is 2x minus pi. So now we proceed to find x. So which means that if I do the long step, if you can understand, you can skip the step. So I have 2x. So here each of the term will be pi alpha plus pi over 6, 7 pi over 6 plus alpha, and we have alpha plus 2 1 over 6 pi, and we have 3 1 over 6 pi plus alpha. This is for 2x. Wait, I think I made a mistake over here. Let's make a change. So here is 3. Oh yeah, correct. 3 1 over 6 pi. 3 1 over 6 pi plus alpha. So this is for 2x. So now we are finding x. Therefore, x, which is our final answer, we have to use calculator. 0.4636,476 plus pi over 6 divided by 2. We have 0.494 radian. The second one, 7 pi divided by 6 plus alpha, and we are getting 4.13, and we divide by 2, we have 2.06, and the third one will be alpha plus 2 whole 1 over 6 pi. So 2 whole 1 over 6 pi plus alpha, which is 0.4636,476. We divide by 2, I have 3.64. Then for the last one, I have 3 whole 1 over 6 pi plus alpha 0.4636,476. Then divide by 2, I have 5.21. That's how we solve Trigo equation based on the concept of ASTC and the new range. So hopefully that you can read through or watch this video and understand the concept in solving. And if after watching for the first round you don't understand, please kindly rewatch the video